And the response has been great. Can you talk a little bit, Alex, just where did the show come from? How'd you come up with it, and what's the story behind the story?
Yeah, testing. Hey, everybody. Hey, Comic-Con, everybody, guys. Hey, I see some Dipper hats in the crowd. That is awesome. Good work. Yeah, okay, so what was the question, where did the show come from?
The show. Story behind the story.
Story behind the story. Well, so I have a twin sister who I grew up with, and we had a lot of summers together where we would stay with a relative out in the woods, and we would be bored out of our minds. I always thought, on like long fishing trips or camping trips, wouldn't it be cool if instead of doing nothing, we were going on awesome adventures? So that's sort of where the nexus of the show came from. I kind of combined my childhood memories and then sort of fantasy stuff into one kind of stew of ideas and so forth. And so on.
And how about some of the other characters in that world? Who inspired them?
Yeah, so the kids, if you guys have seen the show, you'll know they stay with their great uncle Stan. He is based on, sort of inspired by my grandpa Stan. I had an actual grandpa who was kind of a curmudgeon, and can I tell an anecdote? No one told an anecdote. You guys are gonna love this. Okay, so like when I was like 7 years old, my mom took me to see my grandpa who was staying at a hotel. And when we visited him, he said, "Little Alex, come sit on my knee." I came up to his knee, and my mom and sister were gone. I was like, I'm by an old man's knee, I don't know what to do. And he said, listen, I got something for you, all right? He reached into his pocket, the Hirsch family silver. He pulled out his silver spoon, passed down for generations, and now it's yours. I said, thank you, Grandpa. And I take it in my hand, so excited to have a treasure for my family. I run down the stairs to show my mom and sister, look, Mom, look, Hirsch family silver. Grandpa Stan gave it to me. And she grabbed the spoon, and she turned it around, and she showed me the handle of it. It had the insignia of the hotel on it. And there was a catering tray, and she just thumped it into the tub and took us out of there, and it was like, that's Grandpa Stan for you. And I thought that would be the world's worst caretaker for the summer. Wouldn't it be fun to put him in the show? So that's sort of where Grandpa Stan came from.
And Jason, as the voice of Dipper, tell us a little
Dipper Pines, ladies and gentlemen.
Dipper Pines. Were you anything like Dipper when you were a kid?
I was pretty much completely like Dipper when I was a kid. Yeah, I had lots of crushes on older ladies who probably would never date me and never did. I always was really excitable and looking for adventure.
Hyperactive. He's a nerd.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, it's kind of like the show is almost like what my dream would be of that age. That would be so exciting to find a book in the woods and things. I mean, my friends and I, we would like make treasure maps and then dip them in tea so they looked all old, and then bury it and then pretend to find it and go, whoa, we gotta see where this leads. And we would just choose a location. We made a map that was just random, and we'd choose a location and like just follow this map that we created but in a new location, and I don't think we ever dug anything we really got in trouble, but we were like, the treasure's right over here. Okay, time to go home.
You were destined to play this character. There are some other great voices on the show. The great Kristen Shaw, who compliments the trio of Uncle Stan and Dipper.
She's not here. Kristen's not here.
She is not here, but is worthy of the woo.
So worthy of that woo.
And then in addition, Seuss is another key part of the show, voiced also by Alex Hirsch.
Yeah, Seuss is based on, inspired by a guy I went to college with, CalArts with. He's one of those guys who graduated school and then just was always still there, just hanging out in the computer lab, like, dude, do you need any help with your essay? No, I'm good. You need any help with the printer? I can help you out with the printer. No, I'm fine. Yo, I'm just gonna sit here and spot you just in case you need anything. He's just like the sweetest man alive. I hope he comes to Comic-Con sometime because he resembles the character that he's based on a fair amount. And it's pretty amazing. I think you guys would love to meet the real Seuss one day.
I will say I can second that. We had a little premiere party, and if ever there was a cartoon character just fully realized, those teeth are very real. It was fantastic. Michael, you are a key part of the process as well. There's so much sort of magic and strange things happening.
Creative director, right here. Fixes all the episodes.
I know that you play a key part in just all the discussions on the writing and just how to keep things grounded in character. Can you talk a little bit about just how you fit into that process and help out keep that managed?
Yeah, it's like, when we're writing stories, it's really easy to make everything totally insane and crazy, but you want to keep the stories grounded. That's why we talk a lot about, what would the real Jesus do in this situation, or what pop songs did your sister listen to when you were a kid, or when she was a kid. So try to keep it grounded, try to keep the characters likable. All right, guys. Does anybody want to talk about shipping? I have shipping conversations. We're shipping all the characters. I'm shipping it like UPS over here.
You just learned the word shipping.
I just learned the word shipping. I'm on Tumblr 24 hours a day. Message me.
So he's the rational one.
We need that. Can you talk a little bit about some of the special episodes you got coming out?
A special episode. Yeah, we've got a lot of great shows for you guys. Should I talk about the clip or should I talk about non-clip related episodes?
Why don't you talk about the clip?
Alright. We've got a really fun episode coming up where Grunkle Stan, is one of his main money-making schemes, decides to throw a really crummy fair right outside the Mystery Shack. And at this fair, Mabel has a moment of destiny when she encounters her new best friend, who she will continue to have over the course of the episode or not, depending on no spoilers. But it's a crazy fair and some stuff happens. I can talk about other ones, but...
Is there anything you want to say about the state of production?
Oh, yeah, okay. So you guys just saw a finished, beautiful, fully produced, Fish Hooks clip. And this episode isn't done yet, so what you're going to see, it's kind of fun. You get to be part of the behind the scenes. You're going to see a not finished clip, which means there's animation mistakes. You might notice an arm disappear for a frame. The voices are also it's not final voices. It'll be Jason for a second, and then it'll be me, and it'll be Wendy will be talking, and it'll be Linda, and it'll just be me hey Dipper, hey, how's it going? I'm Wendy. This is what the show looks like to us for most of the production, and then we polish it up and make it funny and fix all the problems. You're going to be on the ground floor here, never before seen, unfinished, shouldn't even show it to anyone clip. So